Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video. I have never filmed something like this before on my channel, so please bear with me. I'm going to try very hard to keep all of my thoughts together and organized and to just present this review to you guys in the best way that I can. I've never filmed an emergency review on my channel before. This is not something that I typically do. When it comes to eyeshadow palettes or makeup items, I usually will try them on camera for you, but I've been kind of leaning more towards giving you guys a little bit more in-depth reviews of things so I can give you really good ideas on how something performs so that you can feel confident that when you go try an item out or that you're considering purchasing an item that you know that I have really put it to the test at least for a couple of days so that you have a good idea of how something is expected to perform. Now obviously with any review you have to take it somewhat with a grain of salt. Everybody is different. We all want different things out of an item. We all have different expectations, needs, all that stuff. You guys get it. I might really dislike an item and somebody else might really love an item. It's all good. It comes with the territory. Everybody's skin is different. You guys get the drift, but I have to put that disclaimer out there. So the palette that we're talking about today is the brand new palette from Tarte. This is a part of their Rainforest of the Sea collection. This is the High Tides and Good Vibes eyeshadow palette. When I saw this palette was being teased on Tread Mood, I was super excited, and to be honest, I was shocked that this was something that was coming from Tarte. I was like, wait a minute. Really? Tarte? This is you? I was shocked. We're very used to seeing more neutral palettes from Tarte, kind of repeated shades, things that are just kind of always the same. And I think that they finally heard their customer base and actually listened to them. And I feel like they've been trying to change things. Obviously, they had their re-release of the Face Tape foundation and they expanded on the shades. They released it with a brand new formula and they did the Tarte Pro Remix palette. And now they've released this guy right here. So they've been adding a lot more pops of color. They're kind of just trying to go in that direction of what people want. Everybody wants that pop of color. They want things that are vibrant and fun to work with. So kudos to them for actually listening and going in that direction. I don't even know where to start. Obviously the packaging is A+. The mirror on the inside is fantastic. I think that the inspiration and the color story in here is really beautiful. But I do have to say when I dipped into it, it fell majorly short. I felt like there's a couple shades that are missing from this palette that are needed. I know that some of you might look at this and say, well, I don't really think that this is supposed to be, you know, an everyday palette or something that is going to have every little shade that you're going to need to create a ton of different looks. But there's about, I think, what is there, 12 shadows in this? And I think when you get up to that number of shades, and especially with the type of palette that this is, in my opinion, you kind of want everything that's needed to build a full look. That's just my opinion. I felt like I needed to dip into other palettes, and here's why. So you've got kind of a separation of shades, which I always like. I feel like it makes it easier to focus on looks that you want to create. Over here, you've got more of your neutral shades, and then over here, you've got more of your pops of colors, blues, things that are a little bit more fun and colorful. And then again, obviously in the center, as you can see, you've got all these pressed glitter shades. My issue with this over here is I honestly wish that these three were all mattes. Now these two are Aloha Beaches and Beach Therapy. These are both mattes, but Galapagos needed to be a matte shade in my opinion. And the reason why is because if you're using these two shades, what can you really do to deepen up the outer corner? I have, what is this one? Aloha Beaches all over the lid right now, and I had to build it up like crazy to get it to this intensity. Obviously, if you want a lighter look or something a little bit more soft and you want the glitter to be the star of the show, I get it, but I like to have dimension in my looks. So I feel like I'm having a hard time getting that dimension if I want to stick to a more golden look and if I want to dip into like champagne beach and all that. So that's kind of what I have on my eyes right now. If Galapagos was a matte brown shade, I think we'd be in a better spot. Over here, all of these blues are metallic satin shades. So Dive In is metallic, Deep Blue is more of a metallic kind of satiny finish, and then Surf's Up is a satin. If you look at the swatches, they're pretty impressive overall. The glitter shades are absolutely gorgeous when you swatch them. The metallics really swatched well. The mattes left something to be desired in my opinion. So I kind of want to go over with you guys what I've done here. So on this eye, I just primed with some concealer and I used the Too Faced glitter glue to kind of help keep that glitter stuck to the lid and not falling everywhere. So the first thing I noticed is that, again, that matte shade that I use in the crease, which is the shade Aloha Beaches, had to really build it up to really get some intensity. Now on this eye over here, I used my tried and true primer, Fail Safe. This stuff has never done me wrong. This is the Luscious Angel Eyes Primer. This is by far the best eyeshadow primer. I'm just gonna throw that in there. And you can see that obviously that shade gave me a little bit more intensity here. It blended better. Overall, it just behaved better on top of the actual shadow primer. It looks a little muddy. I don't know if you guys agree, but to me, I feel like things are looking a little bit muddy with that shade. I wish it was either a little bit more of like a burnt orangey shade, or if it would have really just went more into that more mauve-y realm of things. To me, it kind of falls in the middle and it just looks muddy. So not a huge fan of that shade. Obviously, to deepen up the outer corners, I really didn't know what to do, so I just took Galapagos a bit, and it didn't work very well. It's a metallic shade. You need to use your finger or a dampened brush. And obviously, if I were to do that on my outer corners, it just wouldn't look the most blended. So there's that. I did play with the blue shades as well. Deep blue, this one here, obviously I don't have this on my eyes, but this is kind of where I started yesterday when I got this palette. This is actually a really beautiful shade. This is probably the best performing shade in the palette. Surf's Up, not very pigmented. You don't get a lot of color out of it. So now let's talk about the worst part about this entire palette, which is where the focal point is supposed to be, and that is in the glitter shades. You guys, I had a hell of a time working with these glitters. Obviously on my channel, I don't do a whole lot of glitter looks on camera for you guys, but I do use glitter off camera when I'm doing something that need a little bit more glam, or if I'm feeling fun, or if I'm just playing with makeup. I'm pretty well versed in glitters and in metallic shades. At least I think so. These glitters are just bad. First off, I have very hooded eyes, so obviously when I use a glitter or any kind of metallic, I do have to kind of bring it up slightly into the lid, but you guys, this is all transfer up here for the most part. It's breaking up, it's creasing really bad, and do you guys not see, like, this is just not very glittery. It's already falling off my lids, and on this side, I use the NYX glitter primer. This stuff works like a charm. This is like the best glitter primer that I've tried, and I absolutely love it, but I did want to go ahead and try something different, so I used the Too Faced glitter glue on this side just to kind of see how it behaved. Very similar, but there's not a lot of glitter going on. It's like it doesn't want to like stick together, and then in the areas where it clumps together, it like falls flat and you lose that shine. And I've only had this on for about an hour, and I feel like all the glitter is gone. It just doesn't look good. Overall, you guys, I'm really sad to say it, but this palette for me is a pretty big fail. I am so disappointed. I was so excited about this. I wanted this to work so badly. I loved the inspiration behind it, the color story, the packaging is the cutest thing ever, but I can't say that you should go out and buy it. I think it's pretty bad. I'm gonna say it's a pretty big fail, and I obviously would never reach for this ever again. I'm just gonna stick to my straight up loose glitters when I want glitter on the lids. Pick up some NYX glitters. They work like a charm. They're super inexpensive if you want something like that. I gotta give it to Tarte though for trying with this palette. I, again, am very impressed with the inspiration and the shades together. To be honest, what I wish they would have just put right here were those, what are those shades that they have? What are those? Let me grab it. I wish they would have put these. They're chrome paint shadow pots in the center, because that would have been awesome. I actually really like these. I have the shade Park Avenue Princess. First of all, look at that. You guys, these swatch for days. This formula is absolutely stunning. I wish they would have just put those right down the middle. That would have been awesome. I would have been into it. But this, major fail, you guys. I will be returning this. I have no desire to hold on to it. It was just a major disappointment. Let me know in the comments down below if you picked up this palette. What did you think? Did you have the same experience, same thoughts as me? Did you absolutely love it? I like to know what you guys have to say about it. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it, share it, and of course be sure to subscribe to my channel before you go. I love you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye guys!